Nadine, and I'm back with another Saturn Return video for your Saturn Return Survival Kit. And it's really a different energy for me now that I have come out of my own transit of the Saturn Return, but I just want to say that it is my belief and through my studies that I focus on the Saturn Return because I believe it is the pivotal moment when you come into your destiny and maturation. It is the bridge that you cross over and you look at the entire cycle of your life thus far. This is why Saturn is so important. It is a planet that frees you through the experience of restriction. And today I'd really just like to touch on the energy of Saturn in Sagittarius, as this is what's going on for my people out there who are aged 28 to 30 and experiencing their Saturn return, or born 1986 to 1988. But make sure you have somebody look at your chart just to be sure. So really quickly, I'd just like to talk about Sagittarius. And I do feel that the Sun and Jupiter have a lot to do when it comes to the father figure. And I had an epiphany this morning about Sagittarius, specifically about the masculine figure, the masculine archetype of higher knowledge. And that typically would be the father, right? It is the first masculine figure that we all cliche typically know of, or there is a male figure of some sort that represents that Sagittarian energy. And I do feel that just like how the moon and Cancer are very related to the relationship with the mother, I believe that Sagittarius has a lot to do with the relationship of the father. And those who are going through their Saturn return will look at their relationship, either lack thereof of relationship with the father, or the molded relationship that they currently have, and it will tell them and inform them about what it is that they have actually missed when it comes to their own learning. Now, this is definitely an energy of restriction and abundance, a constant tug of war between desiring to manifest and to bring in access, but also the desire to hone in on the individual's personal experience. So I believe that this energy really does, especially the generation going through their Saturn return, it really does highlight the relationship with the masculine figure of knowledge, like the teacher, the masculine teacher, or specifically the father. And I do sense that those who feel like they have had a lack thereof of a relationship with the father will be confronted either with gratitude for the absence of the father, in which that is how they have taught them, or will also come to, or could come to, some conclusions about how the absence of the father, of course, would poke a hole at what it is that they have not been able to access when it comes to higher knowledge. Also, this could be a father figure or a masculine figure who has put the dominant expectation to acquire knowledge, and thus has created an insecurity or a restriction towards how this person feels about how intelligent they really are. So I believe that intelligence is questioned under a microscope during this transit for our Saturn returners. And I want to ask you, if I could, what is your relationship to your higher intelligence? And who is the archetype that you look at when it comes to how you have learned how to traverse the world. And how have you learned to learn? Have you learned to learn through resentment due to the lack of masculine father archetypes? Have you learned to learn through the force or enforcement of masculine father archetypes? So I believe that this is really a lot of thinking and processing in this Saturn return energy. And unlike Scorpio, it's deep emotions, but it's more intellectual, logical conclusions that need to happen. So I just encourage you to journal, to write, to embrace the discovery. Ask yourself these questions. The more that you yield to Saturn, the more that you tap into the energy of this transit. Truly, Saturn is a freeing planet. It is here to give you freedom, but only through the granddaddy restriction, the need to pull you in. So, and pull you in and reflect and isolate. The ego here is slightly unhappy because Saturn on the ego brings in humility. But I also feel that with Saturn in Sagittarius, optimism is a true struggle. And finding that optimism through self-determination will probably be the only way that you're able to find it, instead of it being bounced off of anybody else around you. So that is my update on Saturn return to Sagittarius, and we are about to have some major transits coming up for us during the summer, and I'd love to talk to Saturn returners. There's those born 1986 and 1988, specifically about what that means to you. So this is Karina Dean. If you are interested in hearing more from me, just go ahead and like and subscribe. Also check me out on brooklynmusicworld.com, where you can get astrology sessions with your girl. Also, on Monday nights at 11 p.m., I sit down with some of the best astrologers and we talk it out. We go through charts, we go through transits, we talk about different topics in astrology. And if you are a student of astrology, I don't think you want to miss these sessions. So check that out. That's Astro Geeks on Monday nights at 11 p.m. on the radio page on my website, brooklynmusicworld.com. Thank you so much. Have a great, great Saturn return, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.